I've been inspired by the life of Dr. Edith Eger, a Holocaust survivor, and her memoir, The Choice: Embrace the Possible. Her work as a psychologist and her friendship with Viktor Frankl has led her to speaking about being compassionate towards the other, which, while easier said than done, is always the best way to encourage their goodness to surface and shine. I was especially inspired by this passage in the book to be more open-minded and open-hearted to those with whom I differ, reminded that we are much more alike than might appear, and that we all have potential for good and evil. Eger writes about thoughts she had when she revisited Auschwitz 45 years after being rescued from the place. Upon her return, looking at the happy teenagers in the city streets, she wonders, has my generation taught the youth well enough to prevent another Holocaust from occurring? Or will our hard-won freedom capsize in a new sea of hate? On my return to Auschwitz, my responsibility to them feels especially potent. It isn't just for myself that I'm going back. It's for all that ripples out from me. Do I have what it takes to make a difference? Can I pass on my strength instead of my loss, my love instead of my hatred? I've been tested before. A 14-year-old boy who had participated in a car theft was sent to me by a judge. The boy wore brown boots and a brown shirt. He leaned his elbow on my desk and said, "It's time for America to be white again." Dr. Eger then recalls that he said he wanted to kill all the people who were not white Christians, using racist and other insulting words which I will not repeat in this setting. Dr. Eger goes on to write, "I thought I would be sick. I struggled not to run from the room. What is the meaning of this?" I wanted to shout. I wanted to shake the boy and say, "Who do you think you're talking to? I saw my mother go to the gas chamber." I would have been justified, and maybe it was my job to set him straight. Maybe that's why God had sent him my way, to nip his hate in the bud. I could feel the rush of righteousness. It felt good to be angry, better angry than afraid. But then I heard a voice within. "Find the bigot in you," the voice said. "Find the bigot in you." I tried to silence that voice. I listed my many objections to the very notion that I could be a bigot. I came to America penniless. I used the colored bathroom in solidarity with my fellow African American factory workers. I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to end segregation. But the voice insisted, "Find the bigot in you. Find the part of you that is judging, assigning labels, diminishing another's humanity, making others less than who they are." The boy continued to rant about the blights to America's purity. My whole being trembled with unease, and I struggled with the inclination to wag my finger, shake my fist, make him accountable for his hate, without being accountable for my own. This boy didn't kill my parents. Withholding my love wouldn't conquer his prejudice. I prayed for the ability to meet him with love. I tried to find that embrace, that compassion, in my own heart, to fill my eyes with that quality of kindness. I wondered if it was possible that this racist boy had been sent to me so I could learn about unconditional love. What opportunity did I have in this moment? What choice could I make right then that could move me in the direction of love? I had an opportunity to love this young person, just for him, for his singular being and our shared humanity. I thought of a statistic I read, that most of the members of white supremacist groups in America lost one of their parents before they were 10 years old. These are lost children looking for an identity, looking for a way to feel strength, to feel like they matter. And so I gathered myself up and I looked at this young man as lovingly as I could. I said 3 words, "Tell me more." I didn't say much more than that during the first visit. I listened, I empathized. He was so much like me after the war. We had both lost our parents, his to neglect and abandonment, mine to death. We both thought of ourselves as damaged goods. In letting go of my judgment, in letting go of my desire for him to be or believe anything different, by seeing his vulnerability and his yearning for belonging and love, in allowing myself to get past my own fear and anger in order to accept and love him, I was able to give him something his brown shirt and brown boots couldn't, an authentic image of his own worth. When he left my office that day, he didn't know a thing about my history, but he had seen an alternative to hate and prejudice. He was no longer talking about killing. He had shown me a soft smile. And I had taken responsibility that I not perpetuate hostility and blame, that I not bow to hate and say, you are too much for me. We all have the capacity to hate and the capacity to love. Which one we reach for is up to us.